Kra Prao, or Thai Holy Basil Stir-Fry, is a classic and beloved Thai street food dish. It's spicy, savory, slightly sweet, and packed with fragrance from fresh basil, one of my favorite herbs. I was flipping through my Street Fighter Cookbook inspired by the return of Sagat, the Emperor of Muay Thai in Street Fighter 6. Turns out he has a Kra Prao recipe to his name, and it actually calls for real holy basil. I've never cooked with holy basil before. Can it really make a difference? So today, I'm putting my version of Kra Prao to the test. Can I challenge Sagat and seize the throne? Don't forget, if you come at the king, you best not miss. This is gonna be a match to remember. My name's Chris. I'm a home cook and gamer, and I love making cooking videos to help empower you to create delicious meals in your kitchen. If you enjoy cooking and video game culture, you're in the right place. Before we cook, let's take a moment to talk about Sagat, the Muay Thai master from Street Fighter known as the King or the Emperor of Muay Thai. A towering figure with his iconic eye patch and massive scar across his chest, he is instantly recognizable and intimidating in the Street Fighter world. Sagat's fighting style is rooted in traditional Muay Thai, built on devastating knee strikes, elbow blows, and bone-crushing kicks. Once prideful and consumed by vengeance against Ryu, who left them with the scar during their legendary battle, Sagat has grown beyond being a spiteful, revenge-driven warrior. Over time, he's become a more reflective and disciplined fighter, seeking inner peace, self-improvement, and mastery. These days, Sagat lives a quieter life in Thailand, where he is beloved by the locals so much that a drink called Tiger Shot, named after his iconic move, was created in his honor. Sagat's evolution reminds us that true strength isn't just about winning. It's about being better than you were yesterday, and that's something we all can learn from. Alright, let's get to the street food. We'll start off with making Sagat's Kra Prao. First, we're going to smash and grind our Thai chilies and garlic cloves in a mortar and pestle. I have about 7 Thai chilies with their stems removed, and 5 garlic cloves. The recipe calls for 5 to 8 Thai chilies, but you can adjust the amount according to your own spice tolerance. Feel free to add more if you can handle the heat. I want to give a shout out to my mom for lending me their mortar and pestle. She was watching my previous video on Chun-Li's mapo tofu and saw the struggle with my little grinder. So moms do what moms do best and help in times of need. Love you, Mama Thien. Keep smashing until a paste forms. It should look something like this. You can place it in a small bowl and set it aside. Then slice 2 shallots into thin slices and cut a long bean into bite-sized pieces. I didn't have a long bean, so I used green beans to match the equivalent of a long bean, which is about 4 of them. Next, we're going to create a sauce mixture. In another bowl, put in 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce, 2.5 teaspoons fish sauce, a 1/4 cup chicken broth, and 2 teaspoons sugar. Combine it all together and set it aside. A quick note on fish sauce. It's a seasoning you'll find in most Asian grocery stores, and it brings 2 key elements to the dish: saltiness and that deep umami flavor. It's made by fermenting tiny fish, usually anchovies, with salt over a long period of time. If you don't have any on hand, you can sub in a bit more soy sauce, but I really encourage you to try to find fish sauce if you can. It adds a uniquely bold and savory depth that soy sauce just doesn't quite replicate. I've heard that traditional Kra Prao only uses fish sauce, sugar, and broth as a base sauce. Is that the old school way? Let me know in the comments. For our protein, the recipe calls for 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast, cut into small bite-sized pieces. Now for our basil, traditional Kra Prao calls for holy basil. It has a peppery flavor, clove-like, almost earthy or woody undertone. The thing is, holy basil is really hard to find. Even in Toronto, where there are lots of specialty stores to find specific ingredients, I really had to hunt for this. I found a specific Asian grocery store that had some, but stock was quite limited and they weren't exactly the freshest either. But I got some for the Street Fighter recipe. For science, of course. So if you can't get it, what do? Most people will assume Thai basil would suffice. While more common than holy basil, it has a sweet, licorice, anise type of flavor. It's quite different compared to holy basil. Surprisingly, sweet basil, also known as Italian basil, has a closer flavor profile to holy basil. It has some sweet and peppery tones that align more so than Thai basil. So bottom line, if you can get your hands on holy basil, that's great. If not, don't worry. Use what you have. Thai basil, Italian basil, especially if it's fresh. Stronger fragrances and aromatics trumps all. Now let's get ready to cook. I'm using a stainless steel skillet over high heat. Add a tablespoon of canola oil and then the shallots. Saute until soft, about 3 minutes. Add the chili garlic paste and cook until the garlic starts to turn golden brown. Then add the chicken and toss until combined with the paste. Add in the sauce mixture and continue to toss until the chicken is almost cooked through. Then we'll add the long bean and mix in well. Continue cooking until the chicken is done. Remove from the heating element and then stir in the holy basil. Place some rice on a plate, add a generous amount of chicken, top it with a fried egg, and it's ready to serve. Now let's make my version of Kra Prao. This recipe is heavily inspired from Chef John from foodwishes.com. I actually discovered this dish through one of his videos and it was delicious. In terms of ingredients, I have about 454 grams or 1 pound of boneless skinless chicken thighs chopped into small bite-sized pieces. You can also use pork, beef, or any grounded meat of similar proportion size. I also have 2 shallots thinly sliced, 4 garlic cloves minced, and 2 minced Thai chilies. The basil I'm using here is Thai basil, about a cup's worth that's been chopped up. The finer the better. For the sauce mixture, the ingredients are the same as Sagat's, with some slight differences. So there's a little more oyster sauce and broth, slightly less fish and soy sauce, and 1 part of brown sugar over white sugar. I'm gonna start with frying the egg. Using a cast iron pan over medium-high heat, add a couple tablespoons of cooking oil and add in the egg. When the edges are crisped up, take it out and set it aside on a plate. Add the chicken thigh to the pan and stir fry until it loses its raw color, which takes about 2 to 3 minutes. If the pan is too dry, you can add a little more cooking oil to help. Next, pour in the shallots, garlic, and sliced chilies until they start to brown and caramelize, about 2 to 3 minutes. Add the sauce mixture to deglaze the bottom of the pan, and then give it a few minutes for the sauce to adhere to the chicken. Remove the cast iron away from the heating element, then stir in the basil until wilted, which takes a little under a minute. Serve with rice with a fried egg on top, and you're good to go. So what are the main differences here? 1. There's no beans used in this recipe. I also don't use holy basil. Italian and Thai basil are more common around here. I also slice the leaves so the basil is more evenly incorporated into the dish, as I like to have the basil in every bite. And with whatever chilies I have, I thinly slice them rather than grind them in a mortar and pestle. I also use less chilies, which reduces the overall spiciness of the dish. Alright, now it's time for the taste test. We're gonna try Sagat's version. My predictions is gonna be very, very spicy. The ingredients for the sauce is very similar: oyster sauce, soy sauce, fish sauce, sugar. The flavor profile should be fairly similar to each other. What I'm interested here is to see if there's a real difference between using the mortar and pestle to create a paste versus just mincing the chilies. I expect using the mortar and pestle will make Sagat's version a lot more spicy, as it releases a lot of the spices and aromas. When it comes to the basil as well, because Sagat is using the holy Thai basil, the basil can add a distinct flavors to your dish. So what I'm expecting with the holy basil is for it to be a bit more peppery. Thai basil has a more licorice type taste, so there should be some differences in that. And also seeing if there's a difference between slicing the basil versus putting the whole leaf in. It'll be interesting to see if there's any significant difference with that. So let's get started. Let that yolk kind of run through the meat. And the yolk adds a lot of creaminess to this dish where sometimes the meat can be fairly dry. So we will give that a shot. Bon appetit! I love the egg in this. It's crispy and the yolk provides that creaminess. I can definitely taste the holy basil in this. I taste that pepperiness from it. It does stand out. The spices from the spice mix are starting to kick in. I can kind of feel the heat and the tongue starting to burn a bit. The chicken has absorbed all that sauce and gives it that sweet and salty flavor. The green beans just add a little bit of vegetables to this, which is nice. I don't know if it's entirely necessary. I just find this recipe pretty funny just to have one long bean included in this meal. I think I would just prefer to have just a pile of vegetables on the side. You can definitely notice the holy basil in this dish. I expected this dish to be a little more spicy. It is spicy, but not like burning through my mouth kind of spicy, so I mean that's good for me, so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, it tastes very nice. It's pretty good. All right, let's go try my version. And go pop the egg. This is pretty good too. There's a slight spice to this, but it's not as spicy as Sagat's version. You can also definitely taste the basil on this, and I think it's a bit more prominent here with every single bite because I sliced up the basil, and I think I prefer that because I do like basil. Also this Thai basil versus the holy basil and even the sweet basil, I think they all can work here. They have slightly different flavors. I really like that the basil elevates this dish. It's delicious. Yeah, this is very good. So who wins this Kra Prao face-off? Whose cuisine reigns supreme? This is a hard decision and I've actually taken a long time to think about it. So long, this is actually the next day and I heated this up for lunch with a new egg. I also got a new haircut as well. So I guess you can say, whose dish made it through the night? This was so hard, but I'll give the edge to my version. Sagat's version is definitely more traditional. It's got that classic approach to it. Long beans, whole basil leaves, and the pounding of garlic and chilies in that mortar and pestle. It has that tried and true feel to it, and I would absolutely eat it again. But my version, slicing all that basil and mixing it all in so it's incorporated in every bite, that's kind of a game changer to me. I just really like basil. So yeah, both are great, but this one just fits my preferences better. And that's what really matters at the end of the day. And there you have it, 2 different takes on Kra Prao. Which one do you prefer? Sagat's traditional version or chopped basil in every bite? I think this Street Fighter Cookbook is a cool way to explore cuisines of different countries and cultures, bonus if there are characters you really like. It's a fun way to connect with Street Fighter culture. It also gives an opportunity for you to try something different, see another take on a dish you make, which you can adopt or get a different perspective. Like the holy basil. I never would have tried it if not for this cookbook. I was able to explore various types of basil and you can definitely taste the differences. I can also see the potential in creating a super quick and delicious meal using ground meat, chopped chilies instead of using a mortar and pestle, and not slicing basil to save time. So let me know if you would like to see more from this cookbook. Like this video if you enjoyed the battle, and subscribe for more character themed recipes, cooking battles, and tasty recipes. Want me to cook something from another video game or character? Drop your suggestions in the comments below. If you're interested in this cookbook, or if you'd like to support me directly, check out my Patreon. Links are provided in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care everyone.